South Park has got a whole lot of characters, and for every beloved resident, there's gotta be an outright evil or otherwise insufferable character that fans just can't help but hate. Take, for example, Butters' parents, who are just the absolute worst. To him, and in general, they regularly outright ignore or abuse Butters, and there's no better example than his dad cheating at a gay bathhouse and his mom trying to kill him, as seen in Season 5's Butters' very own episode.
Everyone knows it's Butters.
Well, that's me.
Sweet jingle for a dark episode. You'll see what I mean. Love and family values are in the sweet Colorado air as the Stotch family makes plans to celebrate their wedding anniversary. Butters, being the textbook son he is, gets his parents a gift.
All right, Mom. I'm all done wrapping Dad's anniversary present for you.
And in return, his parents promise to take him to Bennigan's, which must be like Chili's for weird sterile families like the Stotches.
Bennigan's? Oh, boy, you mean it? Whoopee! At Bennigan's, I'm gonna get the ranch hand baby back ribs.
Butters, don't let anyone tell you the things that make you happy aren't beautiful. Those ribs! Unable to satiate his curiosity about what his dad is getting his mom, Butters decides to play Sherlock Holmes and spy on his dad, who wants to make sure her anniversary gift is better than her husband's.
Why, I think Inspector Butters could find out what Daddy's getting Mommy without him ever knowing.
Inspector Butters is on the case, ma'am.
Having your child do martial sleuthing? Whatever happened to having TV people do it for you? And what Butters finds is a little worse than getting your wife some Target flowers and gift cards for your anniversary. It's also where the episode goes off the rails.
White Swallow Bathhouse.
Oh, Butters, if there were ever a sweet summer child, it is you.
Butters enthusiastically reports all the details of his dad's alternative lifestyle endeavors to Linda.
The White Swallow Spa. He went there and he wrestled with all kinds of guys. This one black guy had him pinned down for 15 minutes straight.
Who was absolutely stunned. She doesn't believe him at first, but luckily,
Inspector Butters gets all the facts. I even got some neato pictures.
Linda, as upsetting as this is, you couldn't say that you didn't ask for it. It's Inspector Butters. He finds out everything.
Everyone knows it's Butters.
Well, that's me.
Obviously, having a manic breakdown from finding out her husband is a philanderer, Linda completely loses it.
Paint. Must paint. Paint.
Wow, honey, you've painted the entire house 3 times.
Must paint.
Fixating on paint as a cleanser of sins while her son is roaming around a gay bathhouse trying to find his dad. And sadly, he does.
Ah, Butters!
Hi, Dad.
Oh,
I'm glad I found you. I think I know the perfect anniversary present for Mom. Doing with your wiener out there, Dad?
Butters, you need to leave here right now. You need to get out of here.
I believe they call catching your dad gooning at a gay bathhouse a San Diego surprise. In Butters' case, though, it's just called permanent mental scarring.
See, sometimes telling a little white lie is okay. For instance, when you catch your father in a gay men's bathhouse.
Who's Jack?
Butters, of course, being a child, has zero idea of what actually is going on, and is just happy to organize the best anniversary for his parents ever. Sadly, however, Butters' mom has different plans. Plans that involve, well,
If a mommy has to end her life, she can't let her baby alone in the world to be raised by a sick pervert.
That makes sense, I suppose, yeah.
Butters has the survival instincts of a possum playing dead on the highway. Get out of the car!
I think that, yep, it looks like the car's filling up with water. Think maybe now might be a good time to come back inside the car and drive, Mom.
But sadly, he keeps his seatbelt on and takes off down the river with the car. Linda prepares to meet the little Butters in heaven when her husband Chris comes in, blaming his actions on the internet and comforting the obviously distraught murderer. Like any good husband would.
Butters is gone. There's nothing we can do about that. But I won't let you go to jail, I promise. Linda, please.
I need me a ride or die like that. It's rare for this generation. In reality, though, they've got nothing to worry about except for maybe child endangerment charges, as Butters miraculously survives being left to die and immediately begins to head back home.
Oh, boy, this thing ain't never gonna stop. That must be all the way down to Denver by now. Oh, whoopee! Well, now that the car has come to a stop, it's safe for me to unfasten my seatbelt.
And at home, his parents are blaming Butters' disappearance on some Puerto Rican guy.
Is this the Stotch residence?
Yes, are you calling about the abduction?
No.
Oh, are you Puerto Rican?
No.
It's antics like this is why Barbrady got replaced by the Ginger Cops in later seasons. Instead of looking for Butters, who's wandering Colorado back to South Park, Chris and Linda meet with victims of some Puerto Rican guy.
Oh, here's another member of our support group, OJ.
Hey guys.
OJ's wife was killed by some Puerto Rican guy too.
like O.J. Simpson. Luckily, they don't have to hang around the juice for too long as Butters, with the will of Bennigan's dinner guiding him, returns home.
Darling, you're going to have to say you don't know how you got home.
You have to say that a Puerto Rican man dropped you off.
Who's going to believe he would just drop him off?
The same people who believed he existed at all. Silly. Fed up with his parents lying, Butters gives them a little speech about the dangers of little white lies, and it actually resonates with Chris and Linda. Admitting their lies to the media, Chris confesses about his gay, extramarital affairs and his mom's homicidal tendencies. That's quite the combo.
I was going to gay movie and bathhouses and having with random men who were complete strangers.
Wait, what?
I went crazy and I drove my son into the lake to kill him.
Wow, dude, your dad's a perv and your mom tried to kill you. You fellas sure are gonna rip on me in school now. We sure are.
And we wouldn't want it any other way. Because if there's one character fans just can't get enough of, it's Butters. His optimism and outlook on life shines as bright as the sun on his little yellow head. And Season 7, Episode 14's Raisins has Butters at his absolute best.
I'm so glad you guys came in. Everyone in here is such a loser, but you guys seem really cool.
Ooh, we are.
The episode kicks off with a big schoolyard development, Wendy breaking up with her long-term boyfriend Stan Marsh. I mean, what, does 7 seasons mean nothing anymore?
Wendy breaks up.
What?
Wendy breaks up with you.
Whoa, wait a minute. What did I do wrong? I haven't even talked to Wendy for weeks.
She just doesn't want to be with you anymore.
Get out of our football game, you stupid skank.
Fat ass, you guys are assholes.
At least we have assholes, you dumb girl.
God, you're so stupid.
What a... Yeah.
The soundtrack of Sad Guy Walking Time, which Stan has plenty of time to do. He's got all the heartbreak symptoms, sadness, desperation, and trying to figure out why Wendy broke up with him.
Stan says you're a cunt.
Well, tell Stan.
Continuing source of inspiration to him.
Even sending Kyle and Jimmy after Wendy gives no answers, completely bedridden. The guys attempt to cheer him up.
Stan? Jesus. We came over to cheer you up, Stan. Go away.
You know someone's heart is broken when even Butters can't lift their spirits. Stan laments the loss of the only girl he's ever loved, and desperate to get him over Wendy, the guys decide to get him to see other girls. At Raisins, which is essentially Hooters for middle schoolers. Don't ask questions.
What do you think, Stan? These girls are pretty cute, huh? This place is awesome! Jesus Christ, I think I've died and gone to heaven.
Typical post-breakup guy stuff. Any excuse to be around women who will give you approval. And that's exactly what happens as Butters fixates on their Raisin server. Cartman fixates on these zingy, tingy wings. And Stan, sadly, fixates on Wendy.
Oh my god, you guys, this is the greatest place in the world.
Have you ever noticed how much sand there's at the beach? Ever wondered where all this sand came from? Oh my god.
A Raisins bartender. A far cry from the class president caliber of woman Stan is used to. Determined to win Wendy back, Stan decides to stick up for himself, own the moment, go to Bebe for advice, and then does the most romantic thing he can think of. See, before you could Instagram reel her how you feel, you had to resort to unintentional racism, apparently. Or if you're Butters, you resort to unintentional stalking as he pulls up to Raisins after hours to give his darling Lexus a gift.
Jeez, I almost forgot. I got you this present.
Oh wow, thanks, cutie.
And dealing with Butters the way she'd deal with any other weird guy at work, she tells him to visit her on the clock, and Butters happily complies.
Bye, cutie.
Bye, darling. Wow, a real-life relationship.
The 2025 equivalent of this is falling in love with an AI chatbot. I don't make the rules. I only complain about them and do nothing to change them. Reeling from Wendy leaving him for tokens, Stan decides to join the goth kid.
All right, so how do I join you?
If you want to be one of the nonconformists, all you have to do is just like us and listen to the same music we do.
Okay.
And although his black hair helps him look the part, his words and thoughts kind of show otherwise.
There's darkness all around me. Piercing black, I cannot breathe. My heart has been...
Whoa.
I miss you so much, babe. Want to hold you in my arms again. Want to...
Whoa, dude! Those last two lines aren't goth.
Someone's clearly never listened to Fall Out Boy's classic From Under the Cork Tree. Back with Butters, we see the little Stitch being the biggest simp of all time for his girlfriend, Alexis. Talking on the phone about his day and his life while Alexis, does her job, Butters finally makes a big step in their relationship.
There's something I've been meaning to say. Here it goes. Oh, geez, maybe I shouldn't. No, wait, I want to say it. I love you.
Yep, Butters drops the L-bomb. And I'm not talking about Lulu's apples. And after making such a big jump in the relationship, little Butters takes the next logical step, having her meet his parents.
Here we are, Mom and Dad.
And for all Chris and Linda have done, they're right on the money here.
Hey, cutie, you having a good time?
Oh boy, I think I know what's happened. The girls will pretend to like him for money.
Explaining the situation to Butters, Chris and Linda expose well.
Butters, These girls pretend to be interested in you because they know you'll give them tips.
Women know that they can make men do anything by flirting, and some girls turn that into a profession.
Lexus tells Butters they aren't dating, which just breaks little Butters' heart.
What are you talking about, kid? We are not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Reeling from the heartbreak in a scene-appropriate rainy back alley, Butters runs into Stan, and we get one of the sweetest lessons South Park has ever given us.
I love life. Huh? But you just got dumped. But at the same time, I'm really happy that something can make me feel that sad. It's like, it makes me feel alive, you know? It makes me feel human.
This monologue is like a holy commandment on Tumblr. But in all seriousness, it's also really touching.
Look, to be honest, I'd rather be a crying little pussy than a goth kid. We'll see you, Stan.
And it really helps to get to emo Stan, who decides to shed the eyeliner and pierce the veil CDs from standing up for himself and loving life again.
Hey, Wendy, you're a token? Right here, buddy.
Lesson learned. Sometimes you gotta move on. But sometimes South Park episodes come and go without any real lessons apparent. Some of the time it's just toilet humor, and no duo represents that better than Terrence and Phillip. And Season 5's Terrence and Phillip Behind the Blow gives us an intimate look at one of South Park's most love 'em or hate 'em bits.
How y'all feeling tonight? Pretty good? Uh-oh.
The episode starts out with the guys doing what they do best, watching Terrence and Phillip when they get a word of a live show happening in Denver. The boys secure their tickets and are ready to go, and they get some bad news. They have to do Earth Day stuff instead.
We got tickets to see Terrence and Phillip live in Denver tomorrow night.
And Terrence and Phillip are more important than Mother Earth?
Well, yeah, dude.
To be fair, Terrence and Phillip must add a dangerous amount of gas to the atmosphere. Eventually, the kids and the environmentalists come to an agreement. Get Terrence and Phillip to perform at the Earth Day Festival. A win-win for everyone. But later at the T&P show, the boys are shocked to discover something's off.
And now, for some classic Terrence and Phillip comedy.
Hello, Terrence.
Hello, Phillip. Phillip, that's not Phillip.
No 90-degree jaw, no wacky accent. This guy's a rank fraud. None of the guys are Joan with wannabe Phillip or out-of-shape Terrence and are determined to get to the bottom of the situation, sneaking in with different kinds of Terrence and Phillip fans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good, baby.
I love you, I love you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was fast. Well, what should we name it? How about Jerry? Oh, wow, we had quadruplets.
The guys explain they need Terrence and Phillip to perform for their Earth Day Fest, but seeing as Phillip is long gone, that is easier said than done.
Good luck getting Phillip. He left because he wanted to do more serious stuff. Last I heard, he was doing Canadian Shakespeare in Toronto.
Canadian Shakespeare, like regular Shakespeare, but a little more passive and cold. Given a vague and threatening ultimatum by the Earth Day people, the guys are forced to track down Phillip, which takes him to the land of Drake himself, Toronto, where they have to sit through this.
Oh, I could tell you, buddy, but let it be. Report me and my Kazarite to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I'm more an antique Roman than a Dane.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ, is this thing ever gonna end?
Stan, just wait until you get to high school English class, buddy. The bard never ends. Tracking down Phillip in the parking lot, the guys manage to lure the Canadian actor to South Park with the promise of, money. With one caveat, he doesn't know Terrence is going to be present as well. And when Earth Day comes, it goes about as well as you'd expect.
So, this is your doing, huh, Terrence?
These kids called me and said it was your idea and that you wanted to apologize.
The old separated parents trick. It almost never works. And surprise, surprise, the two do nothing but bicker and bicker on stage.
Do the bit right.
Why don't you go eat some more pudding, you fat-ass drug addict?
At least I didn't get hair plugs.
I ain't doing nothing with Kuko the whale.
I never needed you in the first place, you hack.
Unable to get them to perform, the guys resort to their backup plan, airing the documentary Terrence and Phillip Behind the Blow.
Please put your hands together for the music of young Terrence and Phillip.
And they say the rap music is gibberish. The documentary helps both Terrence and Phillip recognize their friendship has transcended ages, fads, and yes, even their own personal demons.
Terrence fell into a deep depression, abusing wood polish. Phillip beat up an angry 6-year-old fan and was sued for $6 million.
Two kinds of men. They really are made for each other, aren't they?
You know, Phillip and I have learned an important lesson, that when you go through a lot with somebody, you can't let trite things come between you.
You should only let trite things come between your ass cheeks.
No!
Hey, no one ever said Canadian peace would smell good. But really, while the two learn a valuable lesson here, it was all just for the setup of a fart joke, which kind of sums up why people are iffy towards TNP. At the end of the day, it's all just hot gas. But while TNP never really have a lot to say, neither does Kenny. So whenever Kenny gets an episode for himself, it feels a lot like an event. The most mysterious member of the core group, Kenny is a soft spot for a lot of fans, and Season 12, Episode 3's major boobage feels like a special occasion for Kenny. The episode kicks off with what else? Mr. Mackey discussing ways to get high. He informs the guys that you can get high off cat urine.
But male cats, when they're marking their territory, spray a concentrated urine to fend off other male cats, and that can get you really high. Okay, really, really high.
And like any responsible fourth graders, they rush to defy their educator.
Whoa! Do you feel anything? Well, Kenny, are you buzzed?
Poor Kenny. He dies and he gets peed on. And what does he have to show for it? Well, as you'll see, he actually gets one of the coolest episodes with one of the coolest animation styles South Park has ever done. And he gets to hang around a cartoon girl with giant boobs. Maybe I do need to do some cat piss. And before Kenny can really live out his dream of existing in Boob World, he wakes up on the street to Cartman yelling at him. Quite a change of fortune.
Wake up, Kenny! You alright? Dude, that cat urine really up. Kenny, knock it off! What's wrong with you? Kenny!
Hey, abusing cat pee is not a victimless crime. Cartman may be one, for Pete's sake. Unable to cope in a world that is not made of boobs, Kenny unfortunately becomes a kitty pee addict. And apparently he isn't alone, as cat pee is sweeping the nation.
All over America, kids are getting high. Huffing cat urine apparently causes a euphoric state and is also referred to as cheesing. Why cheesing? Because it's fun to do.
I see no holes in that logic. Get it? Holes like Swiss cheese. I don't get paid enough to do this. The whole cheesing thing is causing a giant moral panic in South Park, with all the parents gathering together to try and put an end to the madness once and for all by making it illegal to own a cat. Yeah, like that works with prohibition.
We all have to face it. Cats are deadly animals. If you stick your nose up their crotch and snort their piss, they can kill you.
This is some stuff 3 dogs in a trench coat pretending to be Butter's dad would say. However, that logic wins over the always wise United States Drug Enforcement Agency, who moves to make owning cats illegal.
Oh, where? Get over it, druggie. Gee.
But that doesn't stop he who loves cat pee the most, our little Kenny.
Kenny? Kenny, you home?
The guys don't see Boobland, they just see Kenny cheese out of his mind, which can't smell good either, rehabbing him back to life.
Look at yourself! You've got to lay off the cheese! Yeah, that's it, little buddy. Just let it out.
Kenny McCormick, Faces of Cheesing. The guys make an ultimatum. We ever catch you again, and we are telling. And while Kenny agreed to stay away from the cats, none of the other guys did, with Cartman's attic becoming a refugee for one of cats and Kyle's dad nearly relapsing and blaming it all on his kids.
I'll just do it one more time. One last time. And then I'll never do it again. Last time.
That's what they always say. Then next thing you know, you're selling your kids college fund for a litter of Siamese cats. And much like Gerald, Kenny is just a cheesing addict. And an attic full of cats must look like heaven for a cheesehead. So you can imagine what the scene is when Kenny gets to Cartman's cat stash.
What the hell?
I just know it smells like a crazy cat lady in there. With those cat hormones working their magic on Kenny and Kyle's dad, the two meet in Boob World and fight for all of its citizens and for the rights to King Boobs' daughter, or whatever his frackin' name is. With Gerald and Kenny's demons in the painful open, Gerald is forced to come clean to his wife and his community, giving a little spiel about the dangers of drugs and calls it a day. And Kenny? Oh, Kenny's doing great. He don't need substances to enjoy himself. He just needs...
He's just getting high on life. Yeah. He's getting really high on life.
Ah, well. That's why we love him. He gives into his impulses, and his impulses are good and pure. But while Kenny can pretty much say and do whatever he wants and still get love for it, there's one character who chooses his words and actions very carefully and still can't seem to win over the fans. I'm talking about PC Principal. And right from his debut in Season 19, Episode 1's Stunning and Brave, opinions of PC Principal have divided fans, to say the least.
Please welcome PC Principal.
Things kick off with the news of Principal Victoria's firing from South Park Elementary, with the new, modern, built-for-today's progressive time enforcer making his entrance. I'm talking, of course, about PC Principal.
All right, listen up. My name is PC Principal. I don't know about you, but frankly, I'm sick and tired of how minority groups are marginalized in today's society.
I don't think 90% of the students would even know what marginalized means. PC Principal then goes on an absolute tear of every insensitive and poorly aged thing South Park has ever done, invoking everyone from Token to Chef in an effort to highlight how behind the times South Park is.
A white man who thinks he's Chinese and built a wall to keep out Mongolians.
Hey, the Mongolians.
What the is this? Are you kidding me?
That's City Walk guy. Duh. What, you didn't know what his name was? Okay, I don't know his real name either, but tell me, do you know his name? I rest my case. PC Principal isn't all talk as he suspends Kyle for saying Caitlyn Jenner isn't a hero.
Your son said some things to a 4th grade girl that frankly make me want to puke. Well, I'm not going to allow anyone at the school to be made feel unsafe and harassed.
What did he say?
You'll have to excuse my language. I don't think Caitlyn Jenner is a hero.
PC Principal curses out the Broflovskis in defense of Caitlyn Jenner, which leads to the rest of South Park's dads taking note. But it's of little use. Suddenly, the PC bros converge.
Bro, I had no idea there were like-minded individuals in this town who defended social minorities.
We should totally hang out. We should all get a house together and unite our tolerant views.
And thus, the most ingenuine place on earth was born. And it smells like Pabst Blue Ribbon. At school, the kids are more discouraged than ever, but invoking the spirit of his hero Tom Brady rallies Cartman to take a stand against the new PC power structure.
I'm gonna Tom Brady this thing. I'm gonna say, you're not giving me 4 days of detention. You're only giving me 1. No, to hell with that. You're giving me no days detention.
Resisting his assigned 4 days detention, Cartman attempts to frame PC Principal, which doesn't end well.
Capiche? You're associating Italian Americans to intimidation tactic? You better watch your microaggressions, bro.
You don't want to end up like the spokesman for Subway, do you?
You just use a term that excludes women from an occupation? Did you just say spokesman instead of spokesperson? Women are just as capable of selling sandwiches as anyone. Purposefully trying to use words that assert your male privilege.
No, I'm sorry. I was just trying to frame you. Butters.
Do you think Italian Americans and women are less important?
Who knew Cartman's kryptonite was identity politics and brute violence? Attempting to go undercover to stop the PC onslaught on South Park, Randy goes to the PC house and quickly gets acquainted and accepted into their wild yet respectful understanding of marginalized groups and identities.
What does being PC really mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means you love nothing more than beer, working out, and that feeling you get when you rhetorically defend a marginalized community from systems of oppression.
If you attended an American university from 2012 to 25, you may be entitled to financial compensation for this. After seeing Sharon grill Randy for being hungover and gross, we get to see Cartman in an unusual state, admitting he's wrong and giving into authority and political correctness.
If I can face my prejudice, why can't you? We're two privileged straight white boys have their laughs about things we never had to deal with.
Hearing Cartman say this is like hearing Colonel Sanders say he hates eating chicken. Back at the PC house, the guys force their ire towards someone who really deserves it for not appreciating Caitlyn Jenner's braveness. Who, you may ask? That insensitive punk, Kyle Broflovski.
Dad, did you draw on my friend's face?
Did I check his privilege? Yes.
Checking privilege, hazing, assault. Words can sometimes mean the same thing. Back at the hospital, Eric gets the news from Butters that the PC Brigade have set their sights on Kyle, and vowing to defend his friend no matter how hateful his views, Kyle hires 200 Mexican women to raid the PC house. Because why not?
All right, good. Pregnant Mexican women are falling asleep on the tacos.
Kyle, fed up with the bloodshed at the PC house, caves into the mob and proclaims Caitlyn Jenner a hero.
So I guess PC Principal is here to stay, huh? But at least we showed him that sometimes joking about un-PC things can actually be important because it starts a dialogue.
Woke Cartman, just as fun as it sounds. And while PC Principal wears on the fans and aggravates the kids, the adults, and just about everyone he comes into contact with, there was once an actual voice of reason at South Park Elementary who stayed true to himself. And oh, how the fans and kids loved him for it. I could only be talking about Chef. Oh, Chef. There are 4 boys, all with living parents, but Chef was always the guardian of the group, the voice of reason, and just so happened to be genuinely hilarious as well. Season 8, Episode 4's You Got F'd in the A is a great example of that.
Okay, relax, children. It's all over now. Just try to calm down and sit tight.
The episode starts with the gang testing out their new remote cars or tiddlywinks or whatever when they get ambushed by a group of breakdancing delinquents, determined to serve the boys good. What does that entail? Well, I'll just let them break it down for you, but fair warning, the ways of the OC crew are far from subtle.
All right, yeah! Oh, he got you too!
Now that kid is getting served.
How the times have changed. In 2004, serving was bad and breakdancing was cool. Actually, no, it wasn't. But that doesn't change the fact that in 2004, getting served was as bad as having someone interrupt your dial-up internet connection. Getting served is something these purebred Colorado boys aren't at all used to. So, seeking advice, they go to the only source of any worthwhile information in South Park, Chef.
Chef, we just got served.
Oh boy. Well, come on inside, children. I'll make you some cocoa.
Who immediately comforts the boys who don't seem to understand the severity of getting served.
Listen, Stan and his friends just got served. Yeah, with the true value.
You gotta go to the Circle K's if you want to avoid being served. That's gas station rule 101. While Chef is considerate of the boys' dilemma, Randy is not, and he's determined to figure out why his son didn't serve back, and teaches Stan a serving method of his own.
So what'd you do? Did you dance back?
No.
What, you got served and just stood there and took it?
That was the right thing to do.
No, that's crap, Sharon.
But unlike Chef, Randy's methods, they don't really serve anything but country fried sadness. Unable to avoid the group of breakdancers from the OC, the next day in town, Stan deploys his dad's message, and
Yeah! Go Stan!
No, stop, Stan. You don't know what you're doing.
What's he doing? Embarrassing himself? His friends? White people as a whole? All of the above is the answer to that. As it turns out, what Kyle did, turned it on, and when it's on, it's on! The dancers challenge the boys to a dance competition. Naturally, Sharon Marsh is furious at this entire concept, trying to remedy the situation he caused. Randy attempts to talk to the rival dance crew leader, and
check this out!
Yeah, you like that? Ooh, man! Oh, Lord!
he got served harder than a group of four during Applebee's Margarita and Wings night. The serving is so severe it sends Randy into the intensive care unit.
Randy? Randy, oh my God!
He got served.
Where everyone in town rallies around the Marsh family, throwing all their support behind Stan to avenge his dad, despite Stan's disinterest. Stan then goes on a mission to find the 5 best dancers in town, and after assembling a goth, a dance addict, and a raisins girl, their road leads to Butters.
Well, I'd love to. What kind of competition is it?
It's a dance-off. We heard you were tap dancing state champion 2 years ago.
Trigger warning, tap dancing. And yeah, Butters being triggered is actually justified, as we find out Butters was responsible for the death of 8 people after a tap dancing routine at the state championships. Huh? Yeah, it was pretty gruesome, man. With Butters out of the picture, the gang enlists the help of a dancing duck, which Chef is less than thrilled with, but tries to work with it anyway.
You can't step to my group, so don't try it. I'm on the east and you like to suck my balls. Can't pop it like me, so don't go there. You never find a bigger player, know me in a hole, but also not.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Children, don't you see, children? You have the heart, but you don't have the soul.
Good luck giving the duck soul, Chef. Usually that happens in the kitchen. Unable to remedy the group's dancing, Chef simply prays for the best, but Stan wants to win and tries to convince Butters the 8 people that died wasn't his fault in a desperate plea.
8 people died!
Well, it was 9 actually. One of the women was pregnant. And 11 if you count the 2 family members that killed themselves afterwards.
Butters putting up Dr. Chaos numbers without even trying. Everything is set for the South Park Diggities to take on the OC crew, and they suffer a catastrophic setback. Jeffrey the duck quacks his ankle.
What happened? He was practicing the 6-8 count and slipped on the floor.
But just when all hope seems lost for Chef and his dance crew,
we have no choice, children. We have to forfeit.
They're too scared. Looks like they already got served.
Butters walks in like when Gandalf returned as Gandalf the White. And what does Butters, Colorado's finest youth tap dancer, do in his first competition back since his life-altering incident?
Sucker, you got nothing on this.
No! Jesus, not again! Get out of here!
It looks like the OC crew is dead. That means the winner is the South Park Diggities!
Right, we did it!
All right, Butters!
All right, Butters, you did it.
You did it. Did it, son.
When will America learn tap dancing is just not a safe sport for our youth? But with no one to dance against them, the South Park Diggities are declared the winner by forfeit. So way to go, Coach Chef, helping the boys make sense of a world that their parents simply can't understand, doing it so respectfully, and all while keeping kids off the street and away from drugs, which our next character seems to have a problem with. I can only be talking about Towley here, a character who some fans like, but over the years appears to have grown a bit crusty. In Season 10, Episode 3's A Million Little Fibers stands as one of South Park's least liked episodes to date.
I'll. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high powers one more time. 'll just use my special getting high pow
Things kick off with Tali doing the unthinkable, abusing drugs on the clock in a chain restaurant.
The new waiter is useless, and I think he's high.
How spicy would you like your Chang sauce?
I expect this kind of shoddy service at Applebee's, but not of the P.F. Chang gang. Fired from his job and out on the street, Tali calls an old Mary Jane for good ideas to help him figure out how to pay that dang rent. And oh, does Mary Jane deliver with a surefire income method for little Tali.
I should become a writer. If I just write a book about my life, I can get it published and then make plenty of money to pay rent.
Oh, Tali. You haven't checked South Park rent prices lately, have you? Tali puts every single one of his fibers into writing his book.
1,000,000 little fibers. Towel. This is a really good idea.
But no publisher will touch it on the account of him being, a towel and high all the time. Also, discouraged and needing to pay rent, Tali comes up with an idea with a proven track record: lying.
All my life, I've been a pretty irresponsible person.
What happens when a towel gaslights you? Do you still see the light? Working under the pseudonym Stephen McTowley.
I just have one small question. You're not a towel, are you?
No.
Tali's memoirs becomes a smash hit in the world of literature, even appearing on Oprah Winfrey's show, which I assume was a show that had to do with books 20 years ago.
I'm making your book my official Book of the Month selection!
Wow, I'm gonna get super rich now.
This towel is wearing your mortgage on his cotton hands. Tali's book is a hit, which of course enables him to live his lifestyle of always getting high, but we don't see much of it because that screen time is reserved for Oprah's Minge and Butthole, who talk and eat up a lot of space in this episode.
What do you care? You're just an asshole. I'm a minge. Minges need stimulation.
Ass needs stimulation too, you bastard.
You can see why this episode is never called a classic.
This is Geraldo. Hello, Geraldo. I've got some information for you might find interesting. It could make Oprah Winfrey look quite foolish.
Bad bit. Let's move on. Appearing on Larry King Live, Stephen McTowley is doing what he does, advocating for a healthy human lifestyle free of drugs and want. When Geraldo drops a bombshell, Stephen McTowley is a towel.
Stephen McTowley, author of 1,000,000 Little Fibers, is a towel.
You're a towel.
No, you're a towel.
You're a beaner towel.
What did you say?
I'm sorry. I'm high.
This whole angle is also apparently a parody on some book controversy where a guy was lying about his life and Oprah promoted his book or something. I don't know. It's not a pop culture moment that many people remember, and a good example of South Park's Right of the Week method coming back to bite them. Trying to remedy the situation, Oprah invited Tali on her show to explain that the little lies don't matter in the big picture, as long as the book helps people.
Was it that you thought embellishing the story was okay if it helped people?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you know what I think, Towley? I think you're a lying sack of...
As Josh from Drake and Josh knows, you do not mess with Oprah. And our favorite stone towel certainly feels her wrath as she does what she does best, conjure a crowd in a bit to rid the world of the towel. But Oprah's, holes have other ideas.
What?
Everyone back! Get back, I said!
Minji ends up killing a police officer holding a ton of people hostage.
All right, the gig is up. Put down the gun.
Stay back, mate!
Drop the gun and step away.
I'm warning you!
Down, I said!
Through all this, Tali loses his desire to get high, realizing his stoner ideas only end up hurting him. Thinking on his sober head, Tali brings the hostages to safety right under Oprah's Snatch's nose. That might be one of the worst sentences I've ever said in my entire life.
That's a great idea you had to sneak the hostages inside the bank. We're sorry we tried to burn you and murder you before.
The episode ends with the towel learning a valuable lesson. You shouldn't get high to get ideas. You should celebrate your ideas with getting high. Yeah, you can accuse Tali of not knowing when to be himself. But you can accuse Mr. Garrison, who never seems to know if he's a he or a she or a straight or a gay or a president or not. Fans online love Mr. Garrison. His blunt Valley Girl meanness and sadistic perversions make for some of TV's best moments. In Season 6, Episode 10's Death Camp of Tolerance is all about how far he's willing to take people before they stop tolerating him, to put it lightly.
It's time for punishment. Take it, Mr. Slave.
The episode starts with Mr. Garrison being offered the new position of 4th grade teacher, with Principal Victoria admitting she was wrong for judging Mr. Garrison based on his sexual preferences. Garrison is thrilled to get back to teaching until he realizes,
with all the new laws, we could never fire you for being gay now. You'd be able to sue us for millions of dollars.
Garrison, though, he would never do that. He would never abuse the goodwill of others to get what he wants. Oh, and that's exactly what he does this entire episode, actually. And it's hilarious.
Say hello to Mr. Slave.
Hi, kids.
This is not at all what they meant when they said South Park needed teaching assistants. Not at all. Continuing to make every gay innuendo in the book. Going as far as to punish Mr. Slave in front of the kids. This, of course, makes the students uneasy, and they go to their parents who don't seem to get what's going on.
These guys are really super gay.
Yeah, I really thought you knew how to accept people for who they were. No but, Stanley. We're not raising our kids to be discriminators.
Randy, you barely raised him at all. Taking your trip to the Museum of Intolerance, the guys are exposed to every single harmful stereotype and perception of others.
Look, a covetous Jew!
Very good, young man. The idea that Jews are only interested in money is very old indeed.
Here's a good one. It's the stereotypical sleepy Mexican.
What? Oh, man, what time is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a wax sculpture.
And yeah, they even managed to get Cartman on the political correctness wagon.
I'm not fat. I have a different life choice. Dude, tolerance kicks ass.
That's our Cartman.
With that logic, you really think Cartman would have latched on to tolerance years ago. It's his only shield. Back at school, Garrison is stunned to still be employed and decides he needs to up the ante, alongside upping other things.
Now, what do you think is going to happen when I introduce the herbal to the endothermic heat of Mr. Slave's ass?
A really upset and smelly gerbil. Poor Lemma Winks. All of Mr. Slave's stuff confuses the boys in a lot more ways than one.
A lot of times, the reason people get uncomfortable around gay people is that they have some issues themselves. You have to ask yourself, what is it about their behavior that for some reason makes me uncomfortable?
I guess it's mostly the way Mr. Garrison stuck a gerbil at Mr. Slave's ass.
And you see, children, that's why you need to... Whoa! What?
Are we homophobes now? We don't want to be gay bashers, Chef.
There's a big difference between gay people and Mr. Garrison.
They don't want to be intolerant, but they're obviously uncomfortable with what Garrison's doing. Chef catches wind of Garrison's actions and gets sent to the principal's office.
You've demonstrated a lack of tolerance for Mr. Garrison's behavior. In fact, you used the words sick queer to describe his conduct in class.
He is a sick queer.
Yeah!
I love it when marginalized groups come together to devise the powers that be. And if Chef can be forced to find tolerance, so can the kids as they get sent to the titular death camp of tolerance. All the while, Garrison gets praised for his defiance of intolerance.
Today, we will be using the finger paint. You will make a painting that shows people of different races and sexual orientations getting along.
No exaggeration. This is exactly what Tumblr is like. Still trying to get fired and still chasing that big fat payday, Mr. Garrison shows up at the Museum of Tolerance for his award ceremony in a very perverse way, and suddenly things begin to make a lot of sense for the parents.
I'm very happy to get this award, but you know what makes me even happier? Sucking balls.
I mean, come on, is that really that shocking? Garrison goes on a spiel and says outright that he's trying to get fired. He gives a speech about the limits of tolerance.
This kind of behavior should not be acceptable from a teacher.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And a cruel twist of fate, gets sent to the death camp of tolerance so he can learn to tolerate his own behavior. But based on, well, everything he's done since then, I don't think any lessons really stuck with him. But if there's one lesson that stuck with fans of South Park over the years, it's that Kyle's mom's a... In Season 14, Episode 9 is a Sheila-centric episode that highlights all the things fans really just hate about her.
I'm just really hoping that people here don't judge me for it, or somehow, hold it against me.
Sheila, who are you talking to?
You wouldn't understand. It's a Jersey thing.
The episode starts off with the Marshes having their New Jersey neighbors over for dinner, which for some reason greatly concerns Sheila Broflovsky, and as we immediately see, that is for good reason.
I went into the mall here and I just about dropped dead. The only panties you can buy makes you look like you got a grandma muff.
So, Randy, what gyms are good around here? Where do you work out?
Most accurate representation of a Jersey couple. Things immediately go the way they do whenever you interact with people from New Jersey, which is poorly, as the woman immediately begins berating Sharon Marsh for does it even matter what she was upset about? She's from Jersey, would have found something to whine about. And the new neighbors are starting to get to Stan.
They talk way too loud, they flip out for no reason, and every time they act like selfish assholes. Oh, it's a Jersey thing, it's a Jersey thing.
Hey, you talking about Jersey?
You can genuinely just replace the term from Jersey with Italian here, it's the same. Anywho, South Park quickly becomes overrun with people from Jersey, all of whom are violent, aggressive, and from New Jersey.
Yeah, let's get this party started!
Sensing the danger, Randy calls the town to action, where it's revealed Kyle's mom is, in fact, also from New Jersey.
In Jersey, I was known as S-Wow Tittybag, drank heavily, and punched a lot of in the face.
Wow, even when Sheila was cool, she wasn't. A sad existence, really. And as if anyone needed another thing to be made fun of for, it's Kyle, and that's exactly what happens as Cartman begins ribbing Kyle even more than he could in his wildest dreams.
Did you know your mom was from Jersey? Why does it matter?
No, it just explains a lot.
Given Sheila's reputation on air and off, it really does, doesn't it, Stan? And as much as poor Kyle would love to disassociate from that side of him, you simply can't hide the Jersey within, and Kyle transforms.
I'm saying that for the first 2 months I carried you in my stomach, I lived in Newark. Technically, you are from Jersey. You can take the fetus out of Jersey, but you can't take Jersey out of the fetus.
And if you know anything about the way Kyle's snarky self has behaved over the course of South Park history, this shouldn't surprise you either. And Kyle's Jersey just gets worse and worse, even going as far as attacking Cartman.
Your blood is tainted with the 3 J's. Jewish, Jersey, and Ginger. Admit it.
I'm not one of them. Do you understand me? You better get that through your fat head. I will never be one of them, and if you say it again, I swear to God, I'll smash your teeth in.
Investigating a disturbance at Skeeter's bar, we get to one of the wildest South Park celeb parodies ever.
What is it? Called a Snooki. It's very famous.
Well, that much is true. She was very famous. Trying to figure out what to do with the full moon, wear Jersey wolf.
Oh, God. Get out of here. No.
The guys all agree to trap Kyle in the meat locker, which feels like 3 different kinds of hate crimes. Then, out of nowhere, Snooki ambushes Cartman.
Dude, Cartman, what is that behind you?
Kyle, do we really have to resort to that?
No, I'm serious. What is that behind you?
You Ginger Jersey Jew. Your tactics don't work on me.
Snooki wants smush smush.
Dude, what the f is that thing behind me?
And as if things couldn't get any worse, the Jersey invasion has reached South Park at last.
Let's get out of here! Let's go creeping in this town!
Don't you talk about my family!
This is where we make our stand! South Park will never be West Jersey! Yeah! New Jersey!
This is one of those moments where Randy truly represented every American, even most people from New Jersey. Luckily, back with the boys, Kyle's Jersey comes out at the best time as Kylie B is unleashed to, funnily enough, repeal Snooki from violating Cartman.
Get out of here, you piece of garbage! You want to smush? Go creep in somewhere else! Smush? You're garbage! You know that? You're cabbage! You got cabbage in your muff! Cabbage in your muff!
Accurate representation of what America did to Snooki after 2012. The Jersey invasion is fended off by Al-Qaeda, of course.
It's Al-Qaeda! Give him hell, Al-Qaeda!
Even with Cartman forgiving Kyle for the sin of being from New Jersey. It's one of the few times we've seen Eric Cartman show love, which is ironic because no character gets more love than that Satan spawn himself. Despite being the most hated character in the universe, there is no doubt Cartman is the most beloved of all the South Park characters. Season 10, Episode 5 plays on his reputation and still produces what most consider an all-time Cartman episode.
We won't reward him until he's in a calm, submissive behavior.
God damn it, I am not a dog! Give me a chicken. I want a chicken. Chicken. Give me a chicken.
I don't think anyone would expect anything else from Cartman, and that's why we love him. Things kick off with Eric Cartman doing Eric Cartman things.
Okay, I'm sorry I handcuffed Billy Turner's ankle to a flagpole and then gave him a hacksaw. Told him I had poisoned his lunch milk and that the only way he could get to the antidote in time would be to saw through his leg.
Oh, dude, why couldn't marbles have been enough for you? Billy Turner never deserved this. Actually, as far as I know, maybe he did. Break it down in Mackey's office, Eric's mom explains that Cartman just gets worse and worse, that nothing she does stops him, and while it seems apparent what the real issue is,
we believe his behavioral problems start at home.
Mackey suggests calling up a more modern approach, reality TV.
No, I hate you!
Kids completely out of control.
I'm skating!
It's time to call Nanny 911.
See, kids, millennials didn't actually parent their kids, they just put them on TV. And while Nana Stella puts up an admirable attempt, she should know that one does not simply oppose Eric Cartman and walk away unscarred.
I'm just gonna get down as soon as you move.
Well then, I'll just have to stand right here. Oh!
Eric Cartman making the loogie feel fresh and sadistic again. Eric does a lot more than just spit in Nanny Stella's face as Cartman breaks down her entire life.
You're sterile, is that it? Oh, that's too convenient of an excuse. The truth is, nobody ever wanted to have babies with you. Isn't that it? It must be hard on you. Knowing that the years are ticking away, friends all getting married, and all the while you're slowly shriveling away, drying up.
Correctly assuming she was only a nanny because she couldn't have kids herself. So naturally, Cartman cycles through all the TV nannies, leaving them in a worse and worse state.
I'm afraid Super Nanny is in a deep state of mental psychosis.
I mean, she spends most of her time sobbing and eating her own excrement.
Man, Cartman's mom is lucky he loves her. He could break her like a twig if he wanted. With no more nannies to pick from, Cartman's mom resorts to TVS's last option, Caesar the Dog Whisperer, who, while effective as a dog trainer, trains dogs, not people. But it's very apparent very quickly that Caesar's methods are amazingly successful with Eric.
Hey, you think this is funny, you son of a...
See, once again, I am the one going for a walk. The child is lucky enough to come in.
Mom, this is degrading. Ah, God damn it.
Who knew that the thing that brought Cartman down in the end would be being treated like what he is, a dog. Cartman attempts to resist Caesar's methods for as long as he can, including threatening to run away.
That's how you want it? Fine. I hate you. I'm running away.
Oh, dear.
It's okay. This is all part of the dominant struggle. Let him go. He'll be back. This is a good opportunity for you to relax and enjoy your favorite hobby.
Hey guys, I've got some pretty big news. It's gonna be tough living on my own, but I'll get by somehow. I can't stay here.
I don't have anywhere to sleep. I'm out on the streets. You're not staying at my house either. My parents won't let me bring homeless people home anymore.
All right, I'll stay with Kenny. Let's go, man. I guess now we see just how supportive friends can be. Hey, Jimmy, you're not gonna believe this, but I ran away from home. I really need the support of my best friend right now. What's my last name? God damn it. Craig, dude, I ran away from home. You're the first person I came to. I knew you'd take me in off the streets.
But I hate you.
Should that really matter at a time like this?
Which lasts about 5 seconds because nobody wants anything to do with Eric Cartman.
I've been out living on the streets for almost 4 hours. Make me something to eat.
How's the painting going?
Oh, God damn it!
Oh, look, it came back.
And all that not being able to walk over his mom gets to Eric, who finally starts to behave the way Caesar's always wanted him to, in a relaxed, submissive, puppy dog state, and it's pretty surreal seeing Cartman actually neutered like this.
Your mommy's sunshine.
Now you can give him a snack. Good, this is really good. Now try a command.
There was a time when the only man who could calm Cartman was... Like, this is quite the change. But while Eric is going through the motions of being well-behaved, it isn't sticking, and Eric deep down inside is still the same old Eric Cartman he's always been. So naturally, Eric's solution is to kill his mom.
My mom must die, so I can have a place to live, but without her trying to run my life. It's like with all the demands she makes.
Cartman insulting. Wow, he has completely changed. But Cartman, as evil as he is no Stewie Griffin, and suddenly realizes he doesn't have the right to kill his mom. Good lesson learned, and in that moment, Eric Cartman truly changes.
Maybe the world doesn't revolve around me.
Cartman, whose exorcism involves discovering basic empathy. And believe it or not, it's no gag, as the next day, Cartman is behaving like an actual model citizen, reading books, and even eating lean ham. And believe it or not, a new Eric Cartman is born, one that's studious, considerate. Until Caesar turns down Cartman's mom's friendship advances, and she begins spoiling him again.
Could I perhaps have 2 Mega Rangers?
You can have whatever you want.
This is how monsters are made, people. Lovable monsters, I guess. That's all I got today, though, but be sure to click the video on the screen for more cartoon content I know you'll enjoy. Have a great day!